Okay, so before this video even starts, let's get this out of the way. I feel like this should go without saying, but no, I don't want Dapperton fucking dead. What do I mean by this? Well, long story short, you ever get that feeling of deja vu? Because this asshole, by the name of FalseAptitude, saw that I was having beef with Mr. Dapperton and decided to jump in and make a video, publicly accusing me of literally wanting Dapperton dead. In his video, he says I want to literally make Dapperton kill himself. Now, originally I didn't plan to respond to this video, mainly because FalseAptitude only made it because he was still salty about an argument we had had months ago. I kid you not, this petty, dishonest piece of shit is accusing me of being a, and I'm quoting him here, sadistic sociopath. All because he wasn't satisfied with how our last argument ended. And honestly, my response can easily be summarized by this.
What? Do you have any evidence to back that up?
Evidence? I don't need no evidence. Isn't that right, Jesus?
It's pronounced Jesus, and I don't know you.
So if I didn't intend to respond, why am I doing so here? Basically, Dapperton, apparently having no standards, pounced on this claim like a rabid dog and started pushing the narrative that I want him dead. I kid you not, Dapperton is now pushing the narrative that I want his kids to grow up without a father. Dapperton is pushing the narrative that I want his wife to have to raise those kids while grieving his loss. Dapperton is pushing the narrative that I want his friends to organize his funeral while they mourn for him, all with zero evidence. And not only that, but after accusing me of this, he blocked me from commenting on his video, so I couldn't even defend myself from these claims. I kid you not, the supposed libertarian is censoring criticism and preventing the guy he's accusing of wanting / trying to commit what could arguably be classified as first-degree murder from defending himself. Now, I brought this to Dapperton's attention on Twitter and have received radio silence in response. So I'm guessing he doesn't want to draw attention to the fact that he's made an absolute mockery of the political philosophies he's supposed to be fighting for. Well, freedom of speech, giving everyone a platform to tell their story, hearing both sides of the argument? Nah, fuck that. I don't like this guy, so he's not allowed to defend himself against whatever claims I feel like making. The takeaway here is this. No, I don't want Dapperton dead. FalseAptitude is just being a petty asshole because he wanted another swing at me after our last argument. My greatest regret is that this dishonest, petty, slandering sack of shit is getting even a second in the spotlight. He is disgusting, and Dapperton is disgusting for validating his false claims. Now over 500 people unironically believe that I'm either A, a sadistic sociopath who wants to kill Dapperton, or B, a troll. And honestly, I don't know which of those is worse. Okay, now on to my actual response to Dapperton's first video on me. My friends, it is I, and as you're probably aware, I recently made a video on Mr. Dapperton, the man who might have a penis. Within the first 3 hours of my video being uploaded, Mr. Dapperton, or Cinema Scum as he's now calling himself, responded. Not just in a comment, no, my dear viewer, I'm talking the whole shebang. We have ourselves a response video. Now, before we continue, I want to make one thing clear. Dapperton's response video is in the description, so once you are finished with this video, I beg of you, I implore you, go watch it so you know I'm not taking anything out of context. Because, spoiler alert, Dapperton barely responded to my video. He just took a couple clips and projected onto them with strawman arguments. I am not even joking. My video on Mr. Dapperton is 20 minutes long, and there is minimal to no filler. Everything I say in it is essential to my points. Minus the intro, I suppose. Dapperton's response isn't even half the length of my video. So even if his response was literally just my video with no commentary on his own, his viewers are still missing huge chunks of context. And that is honestly just pitiful. It's sad, but this kind of dishonesty is something we've grown to expect from Mr. Dapperton / Cinema Scum. Oh, but my dear viewer, that's not even the best part. Mr. Dapperton responded to my video without even watching it. I kid you not, Mr. Dapperton didn't even watch my video. He just skimmed through it and randomly picked a couple clips without even considering the context for himself. You want proof of this? Here it is.
I love the fact that you don't bring up at all the fact that I deleted that video because you were complaining that I didn't add enough commentary.
Wait, what? Dapperton, did you just say that I didn't bring up the fact that you deleted the video? Of course, Dapperton took down that video, but we have it downloaded for reference. Of course, Dapperton took down that video. Of course, Dapperton took down that video. 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 You mean that, Mr. Dapperton? You mean that right there? That clip of me bringing up the fact that you deleted the video? We are talking about the same video, right? Jesus, and you say you watched my video multiple times while making your response? I don't think so. Now, normally I'd be angry that you're not giving the full context in an attempt to make me look worse. But it's just so easy to refute that it's almost laughable.
So I redid the video from scratch, took that 10-minute clip, and added commentary all throughout that entire video. And then I re-uploaded that. And you still complained.
Wait, are you saying that you made your sequel video, No Bullshit Doesn't Want You to See This Video, because I said your first video gave minimal credit and wasn't fair use? Dapperton, you uploaded that sequel video on June 11th. My very first tweet that started this drama of ours was on June 25th. 2 weeks after you uploaded that video. You did not make a whole new video because I was complaining. That video was already there. Hate to pull a no you, Mr. Dapperton, but you are lying right now. You are lying through your teeth. Okay, so that's 2 examples of Dapperton being an absolute idiot and lying about me and my video, which in and of itself is slander. But let's take this from the top. It's time to respond to Dapperton's video, point by point. The first 30 seconds is Dapperton just deflecting with sarcasm, making fun of the fact that I call him the scum of the earth. His actual points start at 31 seconds in. Let's take a look.
He also calls me a thief and a slanderer. Well, and if he can't back up these claims, that makes him the slanderer, am I right? Well, spoiler alert, he can't back up these claims, and he is a slanderer. Let's first take a look at the scum of the earth and thief claim. The reason I'm the scum of the earth and a thief is because I mirrored someone else's video to help them out. I shit you not.
Actually, my claim of you being a thief relates to mirroring as a whole, and my claim of you being the scum of the earth has nothing to do with mirroring. My first video has a whole in-depth point on why mirroring isn't promotion and is instead just theft of other people's content. In this point, I also explain why your mirror of the No Bullshit debate stream isn't even a mirror, at least not by your normal standards. Of course, you don't address or even show this point from my video in your response. You instead choose to withhold this information from your viewers. Because, you know, lying is way easier than thinking of a counter-argument. In short, everything you're saying is one big straw man argument. I would repeat the point you left out here, but you'll probably just ignore it again if you end up responding to this video. Ah, what the hell. For the viewer's benefit, here it is. Right, so let's get this out of the way. Mirroring is retarded. It's not promotion, just like reaction videos aren't promotion. If you want to promote a video or channel that you like, you don't take the person's content, put it on your channel, and call it a shoutout. Let me show you what to do instead. Hey, one of my favorite channels on YouTube right now is JXE. He's incredibly smart and actually a huge inspiration to me. I'd highly recommend watching his content. Link to his channel will be in the description. See that? That's promotion. The viewer has a reason to go check out whoever you're promoting. Now, instead, what if I just took one of Jay's videos, uploaded it to my channel, and said, hey, go subscribe to this guy? What happens? Fucking nothing, because the viewer has no reason to actually check out the video. They've already seen it. I just showed it to them. Now, my dear viewer, none of what I just showed you is present in Dapperton's response. Everything Dapperton has said thus far is a lie based on strawman arguments and a lack of context.
Look, when I helped this person out, they even thanked me multiple times. This is what Zarikar is upset about. This.
Actually, what I'm upset about is the fact that you tampered with evidence in an attempt to slander me as a liar. And it would have worked had it not been for Atomic Productions accidentally outing you as a liar. That was the main reason that pushed me to make my video. Oh sure, my points on mirroring are valuable and worth talking about, but they aren't the thing that made me decide to make a video on you. your failed attempt at slandering me was. Also, can we take a moment to talk about the fact that Dapperton hasn't yet shown any of my video in his quote-unquote response? He's not showing his viewers my video and responding to it, he's telling his viewers his skewed, biased interpretation of my video and responding to that. This is the textbook definition of a straw man fallacy, like to a T.
He says I only mirrored it to help my channel. I mean, that's definitely a positive aspect of it, but not the only reason I fucking did it.
I feel this is an appropriate time to bring up something in the recent past Dapperton has said. The following clip is from his video, Screw Copyrights.
And I don't think copyright is 100% bullshit. There is some legit uses for it. For example, if someone takes your product, for example a video game you made or a movie you made, and resells it without changing anything, that should be penalized and shouldn't be allowed. That is thievery.
Oh, so you think reselling, for example, a movie is thievery and should be penalized? Because that's exactly what you do when you mirror a video. You're redistributing it. But I guess technically, since you're not monetized, you're not making any money. So I suppose there is a difference. I mean, it's not like you had sponsored content in the video.
See this? Do you freaking see this awesome key holder? Are you tired of the sound that keys make in your pocket? Are you tired of them taking up all the space in your pocket? Are you tired of your keys stabbing you in your freaking pocket? Are you tired of all your keys looking identical and not knowing which key is which? Well, now you know what order they're in. All these problems can be solved with this new key holder, which is now on sale for $10. $10! Buy it now! Link in the description box. Oh, and to save 10% on top of what you're already saving, type in the discount code Dapperton.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a hypocrisy card to play. Dero! Hypocrisy cardo! 1 minute 14 seconds, all the way through 1 minute 50 seconds, is just Dapperton singing the same old song about how his mirroring is a selfless, altruistic cause of helping smaller channels, which I've already proven to be false. He also continues to put words in my mouth until finally, at 1 minute 50 seconds, he starts responding to my actual video. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Long story short, Mr. Dapperton took the entire segment of the stream where no bullshit failed to define socialism, uncut, unedited, with no commentary besides one bad joke meant to further the narrative that Brooks thinks socialism is to socialize.
Okay, let's listen to the person I mirrored the video from. The person I took the video from. Let's see what he has to say about this. Ah, thanks a ton, my guy. Yeah, I'm absolutely fine with the amount of commentary that you added, considering that it was just a stream. And probably just because I used just a portion of it. Okay, so the person that I mirrored the video for isn't even upset. But you are? You're being upset for him? Doesn't make any sense. You're like an SJW who gets mad at a quote-unquote racist joke, even though it's just an edgy joke. And when the black person in the room doesn't even care. It's kind of like the same way minorities don't want you to speak for them. Neither does No Time for Nonsense.
I'm sorry, what? At what point in that clip you showed did I say, "Aw man, No Time for Nonsense has been totally wronged here, this is horrible, what a tragedy"? All I did in that clip was describe what you had done, and my description was 100% accurate. I hadn't even started talking about the issues with mirroring yet, why would you show this clip instead of that? Oh right, if you actually showed the clips of me explaining why mirroring is stupid and not promotion, you'd have to think of an actual counter-argument. And that would just be too much effort for you. Once again, Dapperton is choosing to withhold information rather than actually refute any of my points. And we're already a third of the way through the video.
Zarikar doesn't mention that at the end of my video, my mirror, I told people to subscribe to their podcast. I also did the same in the description box.
No, your exact words were...
Now, if you want to see more of this interview, it's inside the description box.
which is literally just citing your source. The same way I'm putting your video in my description, because I'd lose credibility if I didn't. Your description also just said original video, also just citing your source, still the absolute bare minimum of credit. Dapperton is lying once again, except this time he's not lying about something I've said, he's lying about something he said. I don't understand how so many of Dapperton's fans are seeing this and still defending him. How do you defend this many lies?
But again, I did link their podcast, which is credit, whether Zarikar believes it or not.
I'm sorry, Dapperton, are we still on this? I have told you many, many times, I never, ever said you didn't give any credit. Minimal, Dapperton. Pick up a goddamn dictionary and look up what it means. And again, for the millionth time, show me a quote from me saying you didn't give any credit. We've been down this road before, Mr. Dapperton. You even admitted that you made a mistake and that I never said this a month ago. A whole ass month ago, you said you thinking that I claimed you gave zero credit was a misunderstanding on your part. And yet, here you are, still lying and misrepresenting my argument, even after you already admitted you were wrong.
Okay, so Zarikar complains that I didn't give proper credits because I didn't call these guys out by name. So I go out and I call these guys out by name in the description box. And then he complains about that! And tries pretending that it was some, secret plot to make him look like a liar, when that wasn't it. I just did it to shut him the fuck up. He kept messaging me for 2 weeks.
Wait, so you're saying you edited your description to shut me up because I, and I quote, kept messaging you for 2 weeks? No, Dapperton, you edited your description immediately after my very first tweet. To the people viewing this video, you can all find the first tweets and look at the dates. Dapperton is lying again. But let's assume the best of Mr. Dapperton. Let's assume he just completely forgot the timeline of events and that this is an honest mistake.
I just did it to shut him the fuck up. He kept messaging me for 2 weeks.
Oh, you went back and edited your description to shut me up? Well, why didn't you say so? No, really, why didn't you say so? Why didn't you say, here, let me edit my description? Or maybe something a bit more hostile, like, fine, I'll change the description if it'll get you to shut up. Why didn't you say anything like that? Why did you instead choose not to mention the fact that you edited your description and then proceed to call me a liar and say that you did give enough credit? I'll tell you why. Because you didn't edit your description to shut me up, you edited your description because you needed to tamper with evidence in order to make your claim of me being a liar seem stronger than it is. You edited your description in order to make slandering me an easier task. The moment I called him out for giving minimal credit, he went back and edited his description to name drop both Turkey Tom and No Time for Nonsense. Now this would be good, but instead of saying something along the lines of, here, let me edit my description, he just called me a liar and said that he did give enough credit. So good job, Dapperton. You know how to tamper with evidence in the face of accusations.
If you look at the tweet and actually read it, you'll see that I never said that the names were always in the description box. I said the link to the stream was always in the description box. That's a big difference. You're lying through your teeth.
Wait, what? Dapperton, where in that clip did I claim that you said the names were always in the description? I don't even need to refute this. The clip that Dapperton himself showed proves that he's lying right now. This isn't even him withholding information anymore. The information he is giving is in my favor.
I never manipulated anybody. I wasn't saying that the credits to the names were always there. I never said that. And your supposed proof that I did say that proves the opposite.
No, it doesn't prove anything because I never claimed you said that. Again, the textbook fucking definition of a straw man fallacy. And again, guys, you don't even need me to refute this. Dapperton's video is self-debunking at this point. How the hell are Dapperton's fans seeing this and not immediately realizing that he's lying? Even the ones that didn't watch my video should be able to see the problem here.
I love the fact that you don't bring up at all the fact that I deleted that video.
Oops, we already touched on this, didn't we? Ah, what the heck, a little repetition never hurt anyone, right? Dapperton took down that video. 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 Yep, never hurt anyone.
I'm starting to think that you just want to complain.
I'm a commentary channel. It's what we do.
You complain about things, I fix them, and then you still complain and make a hit piece on me. And then don't even mention that I fixed the problems. In fact, me fixing the problems is an issue to you. What the fuck?
So let me get this straight. I didn't mention that you quote-unquote fixed the problem, but I also brought up this fact as an issue. Right, because that isn't contradictory at all. Okay, but in all seriousness, Dapperton, the issue isn't that you quote-unquote fixed the problem. The issue is that you called me a liar for saying there was ever a problem in the first place. Okay, let's say a company is polluting a river and people end up dying because of it. And a journalist finds this out and makes a hit piece on the company. Now, let's look at two scenarios that can come of this. Scenario 1. The company acknowledges its mistake and fixes it. No one else dies and the river is clean. Everyone wins. Well, except the company. Scenario 2. The company fixes the problem, but then sues the journalist for slander, saying the problem was never there in the first place. The journalist is then discredited and fired. The issue isn't that you fixed the problem, Mr. Dapperton. The issue is that you tried to accuse me of slander for saying there ever was a problem. Here's someone apparently joking about anarcho-capitalists, using Dapperton as an example. If I raise the age of consent, will you die?
It would be extremely painful for you. Fuck.
So how does Dapperton respond? Well, surely he'd be a good sport, take the jab in stride.
Look, he made a joke calling me a pedo. That joke got over like 1,000 likes and got a shit ton of retweets. And if people start believing that bullshit, I could lose my kid. That's why I brought up my kid. But that makes me a bad person to not want to lose my kid? What the fuck is wrong with you?
What the fuck is wrong with me, Mr. Dapperton? Mate, what the fuck is wrong with you? You think you're gonna lose your kid because someone made a meme of you? The meme wasn't even about you being a pedophile. It was about the age of consent, which is directly related to anarcho-capitalism, the political philosophy that your entire persona is based on. ANCAPs, or anarchists in general, by principle, want to abolish laws that impose limits such as age of consent. You are an ANCAP. The mask of your OC is literally the ANCAP flag. The ANCAP joke is just that, an ANCAP joke. It is not slander, and you are not in danger of losing your kids. Okay, pause the fucking video. Serious time. I have a legitimate question for you, Mr. Dapperton. Are you schizophrenic? And no, I don't mean this as a joke. This isn't a lol, this guy is literally insane moment. This is a legitimate question. You seem to suffer from severe paranoia. Normal people don't freak out and expect to lose their fucking kids over a joke. You were not accused of being a pedophile. The joke wasn't even about you being a pedo. It was about anarcho-capitalism and the age of consent. Calm the fuck down, Dapperton. Your kids are fine. Honestly, the only scenario in which Dapperton loses his kids here is if he actually was a pedo. And no, when I say that, I'm not accusing Dapperton of being a pedophile. Please don't take me out of context and make it seem like I'm— what the fuck am I saying? You're gonna do it anyway.
Obviously, if I got 2 cult leader pedos kicked off of YouTube, I'm obviously not one.
Well, if I'm being honest, if my job were to investigate you to determine whether or not you were a pedo, that would just make me more suspicious of you, not less. And again, I am not calling you a pedo by saying this. I'm explaining a thought process.
Are you fucking kidding me? So me accusing him of slander is bad, which he did slander me.
No, he didn't. And yes, falsely accusing someone of anything, including slander, is bad.
But him accusing me of being a pedo is perfectly a-okay. What the fuck is wrong with you?
A lot of things, actually, but none of them apply to this situation. Dapperton, I'm not saying him accusing you of being a pedo is okay. I'm saying he never accused you of being a fucking pedo, you spaz! Seriously, are you mentally okay? Do you actually suffer from paranoia? Because bullying the mentally ill isn't how I wanted to spend my weekend. And also, use your status as a father to further that accusation? Dude, what the actual fuck? What kind of a man uses his own children as a shield to hide behind in an argument?
That's not what I was doing. I was saying stop slandering me as a pedo because I don't want to lose my kids. Clearly, I'm the victim here, but you're claiming he's the victim? What the actual
No, Dapperton, you are not the victim, because you weren't fucking slandered, and you're not going to lose your kids. Honestly, go see a fucking therapist. Jesus, I need something to drink. I can say with absolute certainty that Mr. Dapperton, or whatever his actual name is one of, if not the worst person I've ever had the displeasure of interacting with.
Wow, you don't get out much.
Okay, that was fucking good. Honestly, as infuriating as Dapperton's constant, compulsive lying can be, you gotta give the man props for that one. Credit where credit is due. Highlight of the video right there. Oh god, there's Gatorade in my hair.
A guy slanders me as a pedo, and I'm the bad guy. No, not just the bad guy. I'm the scum of the earth. No, not just the scum of the earth. I'm the worst person he ever had to interact with.
Well, you're at least in the top 5. And again, you weren't slandered. Grow the fuck up.
Are you fucking kidding me? I'm throwing the baseless accusations? He just called me a pedo for no reason. Hiding behind my children? Why? Because I don't want to lose them because of slander? Dude, you are fucked in the head.
Probably. But that doesn't change the fact that no one called you a pedo and you're not at risk of losing your kids. I know I sound like a broken record at this point, but seriously, Dapperton, get some fucking help. You're paranoid. I wouldn't want to be that kid, would you? In that position, I'd want Dapperton's channel gone, deplatformed, so I wouldn't have to deal with his reputation tainting my own.
You want me deplatformed? What the actual
What? No, what the hell? I'm speaking of a hypothetical situation in which I am literally your child. I'm not saying I myself want you deplatformed. Honestly, this has gotten to the point where I can't even tell if Dapperton is joking or not. It is that stupid.
So, let's wrap things up. What am I guilty of? I guess mirroring videos and helping smaller channels out and being thanked for it. Oh, and I guess I'm guilty of not liking being slandered as a pedo, even as a joke. And that makes me the scum of the earth. No! The worst person he has ever interacted with. Ever. And I should be deplatformed.
Oh, I guess he wasn't joking. No, I never said you should be deplatformed. Yes, mirroring is retarded, but you didn't actually respond to that point. And no, you weren't fucking slandered. And as for you being the scum of the earth, yes, you are. You are a pathological liar. As for you being the worst person I've interacted with, again, top 5 at least. Maybe top 3. But of course, Dapperton isn't going to properly respond to this. He'll probably just do the same thing, leave out huge chunks of context and misrepresent my points. But you know what? I think I have a solution to this problem. Mr. Dapperton, or Cinema Scum, or whatever you want me to call you, I challenge you to a debate. I will explain to you why mirroring is stupid, why it's nothing more than theft of content. We can go through this whole drama live on call. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not one for debates personally. I much prefer premeditated response videos, a lot more efficient, you understand. But you've left me no choice. You're obviously not going to stop lying and withholding context unless there's someone there to call you out on it. You can join the Banterbus Discord server and contact me there so we can discuss details. Link is in the description. You'll know me when you see me. So what's it gonna be, Dapperton? You're gonna make another video chock full of lies? Or are you gonna face me head on and put your arguments to the test? I am right here. Let's go. Good night, everybody.